Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the St. Augustine Alligator Farm Zoological Park, and welcome to our swamp feeding demonstration. My name is Kirsten. I'm a reptile keeper here at the park, and really quick before I get to the fun part, a couple safety reminders for you. If you do have any kids with you, we understand you want to give them a better view, but we do prefer you do not put them up on your shoulders and rather just hold them tightly in front of you. We just want to make sure you're as safe as possible. Also, if you're holding your kid up, try not to lean onto the railing and be aware of that railing behind you as well. And if you have any cups, cameras, or cell phones in your hands, please don't leave them resting on the post ledges or on top of those feeder boxes, either out here or through the rest of the park. It's just a bit too easy for things to be bumped into the enclosure. And as you can see, we have some very excited alligators. Pretty much everything that splashes into the water is going to look like food, and consuming something even as small as a lens cap could be potentially very harmful to these animals, so we want to avoid it. However, we understand accidents happen, so please don't be afraid to let us know if something falls into this or any enclosure. We'll do our best to get that item back for you if we can do so safely, which I think you might be able to guess. Out here in our swamp, it's a rare occasion we can safely retrieve any items. All that out of the way, we can get on to the demonstration, and the reason we use that word is there are over 250 American alligators out here, as well as 2 American crocodiles, so that's your fun little game for the day. To find the 2 that don't look like the others, I'm not sure they've shown up to the party yet, but with all those individuals, this won't be a full feeding where each and every one gets a full meal. We really just work with who's interested, which it's very clear to tell who's hungry right now.
All of them right there are big ones.
Don't come on over, they might wait till later today or even next week, or they might wait till we do a full feeding. And when we do that, we bring a few 100 pounds of food out here, throw it as far as we can so everyone can spread out and get that nice full meal. Again, this is just a little sneak peek of what that does look like. So I have brought 2 different food items to offer them. The first is what we like to call croc chow, or croc pellets. It's a specialized dry diet made by an exotic feed company called Missouri. So Missouri does make a variety of, very excited, variety of exotic feeds. Come here. Well, this one is specially formulated for alligators as well as most of the crocodilians throughout our park. We'll get those nice pellets. It's designed by veterinarians, crocodilian biologists, even by staff at our very own park. They all get together and decided what needed to go into such a convenient pellet to make for happy, healthy, and long-living alligators. Now, while Missouri makes a variety of exotic feeds, they're actually associated with a company that you might have heard of called Purina, that makes dog and cat food. Now you can really see from their reactions that they do like this pellet. Some individuals even seem to like the pellet more than anything else we could try to offer them. As keepers, we like it as well because it floats on the surface of the water, so that makes it nice and easy for us to see who's eating, how much, and it's very easy to adjust your diet if we do need to. But as exciting and nutritionally wholesome as this pellet is, I do want to show you a bit of a variety of things we could offer here at our park. So I have brought along something else. And it's going to be some big, juicy, delicious rats. Ew! So while some of you probably find this pretty gross, some of you might find it kind of exciting. But as a zoo, our top priority is actually really just the health and wellness of our animals here. So alongside that nutritionally wonderful pellet, it's also nice to offer them the delicious fur, meat, bones, and guts that this rodent has to offer. So we do feed items like this out whole so the alligators can benefit from all the nutritional aspects, as well as even mentally stimulating aspects of gobbling up a whole prey item. Oops, sometimes that does happen. Sorry buddy, you gotta wait for the next one. I do also want to share with you a little bit of history about our park. We've been around for over 120 years. So we did get our start across the street in what is now Anastasia State Park. But in the 1920s, that location suffered from some natural disasters, including hurricanes, flooding, and even a fire. So we moved over here to our current location, and in 1937, we were purchased by the Drysdale family. With that purchase, we went from being a park that just had American alligators to a park that actually has all 24 species of crocodilian. We're one of the only facilities in the world to have all 24 species, and not only are we just displaying them for your entertainment and education, but we're also doing plenty of research, conservation, and even breeding with these species, many of which are highly endangered. And of course, we have all our beautiful birds, amazing mammals, and that great variety of reptiles as well. So we're quite happy with that purchase by the Boysdale family. But of course, we're also just here to learn about the amazing American alligator, right? So let's get right on back to that. Alligators are what we call generalist carnivores, meaning they'll eat just about anything. There could be some variety again of delicious rodents, some other sort of mammal, fish, bird. Even at this big size, they'll go ahead and eat crustaceans and snails and insects if that's what they do find. It's very handy that they're so generalist because they're also opportunistic carnivores. This means they don't always know when they're going to get their next meal. So an alligator in the wild is pretty much going to eat any time that he does come across that opportunity to. Really, you're not going to work any harder than that. Because of course they just don't know when they might find their next prey. And I know this might still seem like kind of a smaller snack for these big animals. Please always remember this is just a demonstration. We do have these demonstrations multiple times a day, every day. Also keep in mind that you're looking at reptiles, and they are cold-blooded animals, so this means that they don't produce their own body temperature. And that means they don't actually use up a bunch of calories to do so. And if you're not using your calories, you actually don't have to keep eating to replace them. So in this way, they actually sustain very well, up to about 80 to 90 pounds of food over the course of an entire year. Which, I don't know about you, but 80 to 90 pounds still sounds like a whole lot of food. But relative to their size and spread across the whole year, it's not the same as if you or I just ate one sandwich a week and was perfectly healthy and satisfied off that alone. Very amazing how little such big animals need to sustain themselves healthily just because their bodies work in a totally different way than ours do. But of course we all know they can take down some pretty big prey items, right? Much bigger than my rodents up here. Maybe a wild pig or an adult deer. But they still need a way to consume such a big prey item. And that's where we get what TV has dubbed for us the death roll. They have 60 to 80 conical-shaped teeth in their mouth that are all designed for puncturing and holding on in that very strong jaw. So when they see that big deer, they'll burst out on the side of the water, grab into the limb or the side of that huge prey item. They'll puncture the